your questions during the Q&A session. So while we wait, I'm still expecting my answers and okay. Wow. So, I mean, we have a mix, intermediate, beginner, intermediate. Okay, Pearl, Miss Pearl, you're welcome. Say intermediate, Excel, beginner, Power BI. All right. That's nice. Our able speaker is here to address whether you are intermediate, advanced, beginner. Shouldn't worry at all. Okay, so let's wait for the others for about 2 minutes and then we kick off for today. So, all right, someone is also saying Excel intermediate. So I can see that, okay, my first time hearing Power BI. Oh, that's nice. So who can give me the full meaning of Power BI? BI. What's the full meaning of BI? Can anyone, because someone is saying this is my first time hearing Power BI. So can anyone answer that for me in the chat room? All right. Charles, sorry for, I can't pronounce your name. It says business intelligence. So I think we can start now. We have about 34 participants now and then. Okay, Microsoft Business Intelligence. All right, you are all correct. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are joining us from. And welcome to today's session on Introduction to Data Analysis. I'm Emmanuel Kofi Okreku, and I'm very honored to be your moderator for this insightful section. Actually, this is going to be a very great session, and I wish you all the very best. So this event is hosted by SP Ghana Career Guidance and Outreach Committee, and we are very excited to have you join us. You are all warmly welcome. Please stay tuned and then enjoy the most of the program. So key things to note. Whilst I read, I also put them in the chat box or the chat room so that you also familiarize yourself with them. All right. So it's in. Yes, it's in. Can anyone confirm that for me? Yes. So kindly mute your microphone unless you are called to speak. You can use the raise hand button to seek permission to speak. All comments, questions, and contribution can be made in the chat room. So for this session, I told you it is going to be interactive. So we don't want to have it that long before the Q&A session will come at the end. So what you are going to do is that you have first section, which is 45 minutes, and then we do 10 minutes Q&A. And then we do the second session, which is 45 minutes, and then 10 minutes Q&A. Then we wrap up with the program. So remember, this program is running from 8th February to 23rd February 2025. So please, if you are here today, you are expected to be here tomorrow and next week, and then the subsequent weeks, so that you can actually get everything. Hello, Nana. Do you want to speak? Okay. So for today, we are diving into 4 key areas. That is introduction to Excel, data analysis in Excel, data visualization in Excel, introduction to Power BI. So for those who are not members of SPE, I will start by introducing to you Society of Petroleum Engineers, SPE. So Society of Petroleum Engineers, SPE for short, was founded in 1957, and it's a not-for-profit professional largest individual member organization. It's a growing membership in Ghana, serving engineers, scientists, managers, other professionals, and educators engaged in the energy sector worldwide in the oil and gas industry. So yes, I know what someone is thinking. Someone is asking, so the name says Society of Petroleum Engineers. What if I'm not a petroleum engineer? Yes, so like I said, meaning if you don't necessarily have to be a petroleum engineer or be studying petroleum engineering before you can join SPE. Whether you are studying electrical engineering or you are an electrical engineer, whether you are studying mechanical, arts and social sciences, psychology, you can still register to be part of SPE and then SPE Ghana session as well. And we'll be glad to have you join us. We have over 400,000 members, 17 regions in 144 countries and over 100 events worldwide. So we mean it when we said we are the largest individual member organization. SPE exists for the benefits of its members. So some benefits you get as a member are like, we have categories of SPE members. We have the students members, we have the young professionals and the professionals. So as a student member, you get to benefit like what you are doing, webinars and online training, or I can say online education, mentorship. Yes, SPE Ghana is also introducing mentorship. Hello? And hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Someone was asking. Oh, okay. Don't worry, Amanda. I'm just doing the introduction. The facilitator will take us through the program, so don't worry. We'll be presenting something today. Don't worry. So let me move on. So as a student, you get to enjoy mentorship, scholarship. As a young professionals, we have programs that are the conferences, workshops, and many others. We are a mix of students chapters, like I said, young professionals and professionals. Student chapters can be found in the following schools. You have UMAT, that's the University of Mines and Technology. You have the TTU, you have the KTU, you have the UNE, you have the KNUST, you have the Regional Maritime University, etc., etc. So for the non-members, kindly stay tuned till the very end of this section. There's a feedback survey to get your details and then get you registered. So you are all welcome to this session once again. All right. So today we'll be learning from an amazing speaker who is not just knowledgeable, but passionate about helping others master data analysis. So without much ado, I will introduce the speaker for today. So we have with us Osei Bonsu Ejapon, a skilled data analyst at the Department of Petroleum and Natural Gas Engineering, UNE, that's the University of Energy and Natural Resources. He has extensive experience in Excel, Power BI, and data visualization, making data work for businesses and individuals. Wow, wow, wow. Ose, are you with us? You are welcome.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Yeah, hope you can hear me.
Oh, yeah, I can. Okay, Ose, please hold on. So before Ose starts, let us do something again in the chat box. Quick, quick, quick. Let us do something again in the chat box before Mr. Ose takes over. So to everyone, on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being beginner, 5 being expert, how would you rate your data analysis skills? Drop your number in the chat, please. Yes. Okay. Wow, 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 wow. Hey, someone is saying 0. Okay. Oh, that's nice. Wow. So we have a mix of beginners and experienced users. That's great. That's great. So this session is it's actually for everyone. So whether you are a beginner, you are experienced, don't worry. We will sort you out. So now let's get started. Over to you, Mr. Osei.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, hello, everyone. You are welcome to the introduction to data analysis. Okay, text. And today we are going to be exploring one of the most widely used spreadsheet applications today. So whether you are new or looking to deepen your understanding, this session will provide a solid foundation for you. So I'm going to share my screen. Then we get started.
Hello, Osei.
Hello.
Hello, Osei, please. It seems your voice is a bit slow. I barely hear you. Please, can you do something about it?
Okay. I mean,
All right.
Recording in progress.
hello.
Yeah, Osei.
Hello, guys. Is it okay now?
Yeah, a bit. You can take it like that.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the introduction to data analysis with Excel. So today we are going to explore one of the most widely used spreadsheet applications today. So whether you are new to Excel or looking to deepen your understanding in Excel, this session will provide a solid foundation for you. So guys, let's dive in. Okay, so this is going to be the outline for today. Going to go through navigating Excel, working with tables, data, managing data with tables, and managing and formatting data. Then lastly, we'll go through some functions. So what is Excel? Let's first answer this question. Okay, can anyone tell me what Excel is? Hello, anyone? Can drop it in the chat box too. Hello, Ima, can you hear me?
Yes, please, I can hear you.
Okay. Okay.
So please, I want to say something.
Okay, sure.
So for me, in my opinion, I think Excel enables users to format, organize, and calculate data in a spreadsheet. So thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, thank you all for your answers. So we say Excel is a powerful spreadsheet application developed by Microsoft, of course, and it's used for data organization, calculation, analysis, and visualization. So in Excel, you work with cells that is organized into rows and columns. Okay, so let's go through some key points about Excel. So for data organization, you can store numbers, text, dates, and formulas in cells, making it easier to manage large amount of data. So when it comes to data visualization with features like charts, graphs, and conditional formatting, you can turn raw data into compelling visuals. Okay, so Excel is just not a tool for calculation or wires. It also serves as a platform that supports data-driven decision-making across countless industries. So why Excel? Okay, so now we know what Excel is. So let's talk about why we should consider using Excel. So the first point is Excel is user-friendly. It's very versatile, especially when you're managing budget or analyzing sales data or tracking project progress. Excel can handle a wide range of tasks. It has built-in functions and tools like sum, average. It has built-in functions like sum, average, etc., to help streamline your work and improve accuracy. And another feature why we should use Excel is data visualization feature. With the ability to create charts, graphs, and pivot tables, Excel lets you transform raw data into visual formats that are easier to interpret and share with others. Okay, and lastly, Excel has community and resources. There's vast of community of users online tutorials, forums, and resources to help you troubleshoot issues or learn new tips and tricks. Okay, so what are some of the limitations of Excel? So while Excel is incredibly powerful, it's important to also understand its limitations to ensure you are using the right tool for the job. So here are some common limitations you can have when you are using Excel. Excel has a limit size. It only has over 1 million rows, 16,000 columns per sheet. So whenever you're handling a very small data, Excel is actually the best for you. But when it comes to handling a very large amount of data, in advanced database systems like SQL, it's more appropriate for those large data sets. Okay, so one limitation is also the visualization limitation. So while Excel also offers a variety of charting options, it may not provide the advanced visualization capabilities needed for certain data analysis. And specialized tools like Microsoft Power BI is more suitable for those complex data visualization. So understanding the limitations of Excel is key to knowing when to use Excel and when it might be time to explore more specialized solutions like maybe Power BI or SQL. So this course, when you are starting this course from scratch, so I'm going to take you through the Excel interface. So many components make up the Excel interface. So throughout this course, we become more familiar with these concepts, such as the ribbon, the worksheets, the formula bar, and the formula bar. So the worksheets you see here is the primary area you work in. It can be referred as the sheet or the spreadsheet. It consists of cells organized into columns and rows. So a cell in Excel is a box at the intersection of a row and a column. That's actually where your information is contained. In an active cell refers to the cell that's being worked with, and it's usually identified by a green box, as you can see on the screen. We also have formula bar. So you can find formula bar on top of the worksheet next to the FX label. That's always where you find a formula bar. And the cell reference refers to the combination of the row number and the column letter that identify the cell you are working in. Okay. Now, some quick exercise. You have some quick exercise from you guys. So the first one is, you can answer it in the chat box. Can Excel manage tables with 30 million rows? Okay. Okay. Thank you, Stephen. I'm waiting for more answers. Okay, so can Excel manage and track your home expenses too? Okay, what about question 3? Can it track sales? Yes, and lastly, can Excel be used to get reminders and alert through email? The last question, question 4. Guys, are you sure question 4 is a yes? Yes, so actually question 4 is a no. All right. Thank you very much, guys. Okay, so now we're going to move on with working with tables in Excel. So in this session, we'll explore how to work with data in Excel and incorporate Excel tables in our workflow. So despite Excel having a tabular layout, by default, data in Excel is not grouped. It is essentially data within cells and that only related to one another. So tables let Excel know that all the data contained inside are related. So we can think of tables in two sections with an optional text section. So table has a column header row. Okay, that's the first row in the table that contains the column headings that identify each column of the data. So they must be unique, cannot be blank, or include a formula. Next is the body of the table. And this is where all the data and formulas live within the rows and the columns. As you can see on the screen, from the banana to the pear is the body of the table. And lastly is the total rows. So by default, it's 10 of back and a straight one. So in its optional, you can choose to add the total row. It can contain text, numbers, formulas, or remain black. It can be a great way to summarize data within the table as well. So what are some of the benefits of using tables in Excel? So there are many benefits of using tables in Excel, but the two key benefits are the use of structured references and data integrity. So structured references work like a cell reference, but they are easier to read and understand. You can reference your data by a column name rather than using the cell reference as D6 or C3. You can just use the column name as reference. And they're also dynamic and adjust automatically as the data is added. So when using a table, you can utilize Excel built-in data validation feature. This could mean applying rules to only allow certain data types within a column of the table. So let's move on to filtering and sorting data. So filtering and sorting are essential capability in Excel in the sense that let's assume you have a data set with about 20,000 rows. Okay, filtering enables you to easily show or hide that data that isn't relevant to you, to your analysis. So it has many built-in filtering features like the comparison operations such as the greater than, the less than, etc. So similarly, sorting can be handy in your data analysis. It can help you quickly visualize and understand your data better. So sorting can make finding the data you are looking for easier, especially if you are looking for a particular name. You can sort by various types such as the text, numbers, dates, and times. Okay, so sorting can also be applied to formatting such as cell color, font color, and icon sets. Okay, so let's work on some tables in Excel. Okay, can you all see my screen? Hello.
Yes, please. Yes, please. You can see.
Yes, you can see your screen.
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay, so we are going to transform this data set into a table to make it easier to read, but also more dynamic to work with. Okay, so to start with, you can select all the data you want to include in your table. Okay, so you can automatically do this by pressing Ctrl A or highlighting all of them together. Okay, so once all your data is selected, move on to the Insert tab. Okay, then you press on Table. Okay, so you have to include that the table has headers. Okay, so that will include the column names you see here. That's the date, the price, the bedrooms, and bathroom, etc. So after you have taken this, then you press OK. So with our data now in table format, let's explore the structured references. Okay. So let's say we want to calculate the total number of rooms. Okay. Okay. Okay, so let's say we want to calculate the total number of rooms. Okay, so as I said earlier, with tables, there's no need to use the cell reference that's, let's say, M1 or M2 or M3. With tables, you can actually use the names of the columns for your calculations and your analysis. So in calculating the number of rooms, adding the bedrooms together with the bathrooms. And one important thing for you to know that in Excel, all calculations begin with an equal sign. Without this equal sign, you can't do any calculation in Excel. Okay. Okay, you see that when I selected C2, that's the number of bedrooms in, that's 3. It referenced the bedroom. Can you guys see it?
Yes, please, we can see it.
Okay. Okay, see that rather than using the maybe C3, it used bedrooms. Okay, which is a more powerful way of doing this, and can add the bathrooms together as well. Okay, so once you are done, just hit enter. And you see that in the tables, you did all the calculations for all the rows together at the same time. There's no need for you to drag through all the rows. With tables, it automatically calculates all the rows for you. That's actually one of the benefits of using tables in Excel. Okay, so now let's filter our data to show houses with 3 or more bedrooms. Okay, so as I said earlier, when you are using tables, it helps in filtering and sorting your data easily. So here, you just click on the drop-down button here. You can filter through here to select, and then here you want 3 or more rooms. Okay, so once you are selected, you have deselected the ones you don't want. Just click OK. And as you can see, only rooms with bedrooms 3 or more are selected. Okay, the rest are filtered out. Okay, so the next one is, okay, so when you want to clear all the filter you have done, the filters you have used, just click on that same drop down and then clear filter. Use the clear filter feature to clear all the filters you use. Is that okay? So now we are going to apply sorting to this data. So you go to the sort and filter. Okay, then you select the custom sorts. Okay, you go to sort and filter, select the custom sorts. Okay, you see that as soon as I selected the custom sorts, all the data has been highlighted. Okay, so we can sort by price from highest to smallest. Okay, let's first sort by dates. From newest to oldest, then by price. From highest to lowest as well. Okay, so as you can see that we sorted the price from the highest to lowest, and you can see from the prices column, it actually starts from the highest, which is 32 million, down to the lowest. So when you are working with tables in Excel, it makes you make your data easier to read and understand. Okay, so as you can see, the price section is actually in the number format. And with price, I think we need to make it a currency, right? Okay, so we want to select a whole column. You just press on the column letter. Okay, just press on the B and just press on the column letter and the column will be selected. Everything in the column will be selected. Okay, or use Control Shift down. Also use Control Shift down, or press on the column letter. So once done, you click on the dollar sign here on the number tab on the ribbon. Hope you guys can see it. Talking about this one. Okay. Compress on it. And it will actually change the whole price column into currency. Okay, now as you can see, our data is more organized and far more accessible and manageable. Okay. Is that okay with you guys?
Yes, we are following. Very okay.
Okay.
I say, please, someone just said, I'm not getting the filtering, please. So if you can do something about it.
Come again.
Someone is saying, yes, please. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So if you want to, let's say you want to filter to get only bedrooms, houses with bedrooms of only 5. Okay. Just click on the drop down button here on the beside the column name of the bedroom. Then it only selects the number of bedrooms of, let's say 5. Okay. And after that, you press OK. So then it will filter to select only the houses with only 5 bedrooms. Is that okay now? Hello, can you move on?
Please, yes, please. I'm sure Daniela is okay. Since she's not responding, I'm sure she's okay.
Okay. Okay, now let's move on to managing and formatting data. Okay, so now that we know how to work with data within tables, you can look at best practices for managing and formatting your data in Excel. So one of the strengths of Excel is the ability to store and manage data in tabular layout. So all the sheets have rows and columns, as I said. So this can be done easily even when manually entering raw data. Features available in Excel to further improve the data management process include the name ranges, subtotals, and even data validation processes. So taking name ranges, for instance, is one way to better manage your data in the range of cells in a column or row. So by naming a range in your data, it becomes easier to reference that range in formulas in different areas of your spreadsheet. Okay, so which saves you a lot of time. No need to be going back and forth to check the cell reference to see whether it's C3 or it's G7. Can just give it the whole column a name, which makes it easier for you. And all the names that you give to those columns can be found in the name manager feature in Excel, which we will go through. You will see. And also have the subtotals. And when preparing data and performing calculations for numerical variables, it can be important to spot any obvious error. So Excel provides a subtotal feature that allows you to use more common methods across specific column in your data like sum, count, and even average. So this feature will create a subtotal for the different data points in your chosen column and even add a grand total for the whole data set. So the one final feature that I'll talk on is for managing data in Excel is the data validation. So this is especially useful when working with, when you are working with other people on the same Excel worksheet that's shared workbooks. So the data validation will allow you to control the data or values that is entered into the cell. Okay, and this includes the type of data that can be entered. You can add instructions that appear for the user to know what they can enter, while also customizing the error message that will appear if invalid data is entered. So formatting data. So Excel has various options for formatting sheets, cells, and values, for example. You can format the font size in a cell, format sheet to include borders around all cells, and format values to match the data type, such as currency or date, as I did earlier, by formatting the price section to be a currency. But there's even more you can do. Can create custom format for all different types of data types displayed in Excel. Okay, so we also have conditional formatting. So we can fill cells with different colors using the font settings, but we can go one step further. Okay, so when preparing our data and utilizing the conditional formatting feature in Excel, this feature will allow you to format and highlight the cells that meet specific conditions that you can set. Okay, so this way you can make patterns or trends more apparent. Okay, so Excel allows you to add data bars and icons or use different color schemes to highlight the desired information. Or you can create, edit, and clear the conditional formatting rules using the manage rules feature in Excel. Okay, so let's do some practice on managing and formatting data in Excel. Okay. Okay. Okay, so one of the features we talk about in managing and formatting your data in Excel was name ranges, right? So here, I'm going to take you guys through the name, how to use a name range to better make and handling your data set very easy. So let's take the price column. Okay, so let's select all the cells in that column. Okay, excluding only the header. So how we do is you can use Control Shift, then the down arrow key. Okay. You are going to select all these cells, excluding the column header as the price. So we can do this by using the Control Shift, then the down arrow key to select all the cells in that column. And okay, so after that, you head to the formulas menu on the menu bar. It can be found on the ribbon. Okay, so then you select the define name. Select define name. Select define name. This one. Select defining. Okay, so let's say you give it a name of house price. Okay, so okay, house price. And let's do the same for the square living column. Okay, so now when you click on the name manager here, you can see that the columns that we name range can be found here. That's the house price and the square living. Okay, so we can make calculations with these names that we made to the data. Okay, okay, so we can add a new column. Let's say price per square foot. Okay, and remember I said that in every calculation begins with an equal sign in Excel. Okay, so rather than using B2 and E2, you can just reference it using the name we gave to that column, which is house price. Okay, divided by the square foot. Okay, and this feature is actually helpful when you are working with a very large amount of data. So you don't have to be going back and forth to check the column names to come and use. You can just reference it using the name range, using the name feature, which will help you analyze your data very fast and easily. So yes, so this is the, as you can see, this is what you'll get. So Excel will auto suggest the name ranges for you once you have named it. And to apply across all the rules. Okay, and this actually demonstrates the power of name ranges for efficient data manipulation. Okay, so now let's work on the subtotals that we talked about. Okay, so I'll make a copy of this worksheet. Okay, you right click on the worksheet, go to move or copy, you select on create a copy. Okay, then you press OK. Now we'll create a copy of the worksheet that you are using. So we have made a copy of our previous worksheet, and this is what we'll be using for the subtotals. Okay, so to explore subtotals, subtotals offer a structured view of data based on specific criteria such as floors. Okay, so we are going to use floors here as an example for our subtotal example. So before adding the subtotals, you ensure that your data is sorted appropriately. So we can sort the data use the floors section to store the data. To store the data from smallest to largest. So we can use the sort feature here. Can use the sort feature in the home menu. To sort all the. Hello.
You are left with just a minute to wrap up for the first session. So that's thank you.
Okay. Okay, so you can sort using this sort data from smallest to largest. Choose continue with the current selection, and it will sort the data using the floors. From floor 1. Okay, so Emmanuel. Hello, Emma. Hello, Emma.
Hello.
Yeah, let me finish the next feature, then we take the.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so to do the subtotals, head on to the data. Data menu. Okay, so you come to the outline, then you choose subtotal. The outline section, then you choose subtotal. Okay, so okay. So our goal is to see the average house price based on the number of floors. So therefore, you update each change in the drop down column to floors, then use the average function. Okay, so at each change here, we set to floors, then use the average function here. So we want to see the average price based on the number of floors. Okay, so you select the price here, price, then you press OK. Okay, so you can select you can select any of the numbers you see here. Okay, so let's say select 2. Okay, so now we can see the average price for all the floors. Okay, so subtotals quickly, it lets you quickly group the floors, which enhance our data integrity. So let's move on to the last feature, which is the data validation. Then we take the questions and the answers. Okay, so the last feature we're working on is the data validation. So to implement it, okay, so let's select the entire price column. Okay, then move on to the data. You go to the data menu. Then you select the data validation tool. Okay. I mean this tool. You select this tool. Okay. Okay, so the first tab you see the settings tab. So we want a whole number. Okay, that's greater than 0. So the price that can be entered in this column has to be greater than 0. 0 and it should be a whole number. Okay. So the next step is to move on to the input message tab. Okay. So when the cell is selected, what message should be should show to the user? Okay. Okay. So the message, okay, that okay, here we can say entry requirements. Entry requirements. And then the input message tab. Say please enter a whole number. Okay, then you move on to the error alert. So here you can choose any style of icon. Yeah. Then you title it. Okay. Okay, so you can title it invalid entry. You see that only the error message of only whole numbers are allowed. And press OK. Okay, so now, okay. So now, to press anything that is not a whole number, you will get an error here, which shows that only whole numbers is an invalid entry and only whole numbers are allowed. Okay. And which help us set the integrity of our data. So data validation feature it actually helps you a lot when you are working on data with 2 or more people together. So it lets them know the type of data they are supposed to enter in each column. Okay, so that's the one reason for the data validation feature. Okay, so we can take the questions and answers.
All right. Hello, can you hear me? Hello.
We can hear you.
Okay. So we have had fantastic insights so far on the section 1. So now we are going to move to the Q&A section. You can drop your questions in the chat or use the raise hand feature if you would like to speak. So we are waiting for your questions so that the experts can answer them. Okay, Osei, hello? Hello, Osei. Hello.
Hello, Yuma.
Okay, so I'm moving to the chat room, and then during your presentation, there were some questions raised. So this is from Bismarck. He he asked with reference to the questions that you gave us to answer. That's question 4. Please, why is it no instead of yes? So Bismarck is asking if you can project that your questions for us so that you can reference it. Well, he's asking why is it no instead of yes, please. So over to you, Jose.
Okay. Now, do you mean this part?
Yes, please. Yes, please. I think that's what he was referring to.
Okay. Okay, so in the context I asked this question, it actually can be used. I mean, if you actually want to use it, I mean, it goes through a whole lot of process to be able to use the Excel to actually send an email. So we're not actually using it to work on data or track sales or any other stuff. You actually can use it to send emails. But to send emails using Excel, I mean, it's not even a feature that's available in previous versions. Okay, so it's a yes and no, but yeah, actually it's a no. So it's a yes if you use the developer options in Excel, which is not in the scope of this introductory course.
Okay. That was so insightful. Okay, the next question is, please, those who are, if you have raised your hand, I'll call you, please. Let me deal with the one in the chat. Is there any reason why Excel can manage large data sets in the rows than columns? This question is from Mohammed Idrisu. So over to you, Jose. Jose, please, did you get that?
Come again.
Did you
You mean
get
the rows and columns?
Yes, the question says, is there any reason why Excel can manage large data sets in the rows than columns?
Oh, okay.
Yes, this one.
Okay, so can you hear me?
Yes, please, we can hear you.
Okay, so it's actually it's actually set, that's the default set for the application, that's Excel. You can't use it to run data that's more than this set default, limits. Okay, because it's actually you are running it on your local computer. So using a data set more than this actually affects your RAM and your compute resources. So that's the reason why the limit is set to this number.
Okay.
So I answered the question.
Yes, exactly. I'm sure, but Mohammed is okay. The next is from Daniela. She's asking, can you please touch on the benefits of using tables?
Okay. Okay, so I said that there are many benefits of using Excel, but it actually had two key benefits. Okay, that's the use of structured references and the data validation feature that we just did. So with the structured references, it works like a cell reference, but it's easier to read and understand. Okay, so rather than setting your cell reference to maybe C3 or D4 for your calculation, you can use the column name. Can you actually reference it using the column name when you are using a table? Okay, you can reference your data by column name rather than using the cell reference one, that's the C3 or maybe D4. Okay, so one benefit also that is dynamic and it adjusts automatically. Okay, so as data is added or removed, okay, your data automatically updates itself. Okay, so you can also utilize Excel's built-in data validation feature when you are using the tables. Okay, this could mean applying rules to only allow certain data types within the column of the table. Is that okay, Daniela?
Yes, please, I get it now.
Okay. Daniela, okay, that's fine. Okay, the next question is from Stephen. Stephen actually raised his hand, but I don't know, he has lowered it, so let me read his question. He is asking, please, does it work on the 2010 version the same way? I don't know the exact thing that he's asking about.
Okay, so for some versions of Excel, the core functions are actually the same. What we are reading, the core functions that we're actually working on. It's actually the same, but actually move on through this course. 2010, it won't be of help. You need to get an updated version of Excel to use. When you are using the core functions, maybe for some simple calculations, and you can use the 2010 version, but for some advanced data analysis capabilities, you need to get an updated Excel.
Okay, so please, Daniela, please, you can unmute and ask your question.
Please, my question is about the filter. So,
Okay.
yes, so when you was explaining, please, you made mention of, you said it has data you don't want to currently analyze, right?
Come again.
You said with a filter, it hides data you do not currently want to analyze.
Yes.
Yes, so I'm asking where it hides it to. Does it take it to the recycle bin or where does it take it?
Okay, so it doesn't take it to the recycle bin. Okay, it only selects the data you filtered. Okay? It's still there, but just that you can see. But you can only see the ones you selected. It doesn't go to the recycle bin.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so please, is there any question? Is there anyone who is having any doubts that the experts can clear for him or her? Keep your question coming. We have about 2 minutes for question and answers. So, for the first session, we've explored the basis of introduction to Excel. We ran through what is Excel, importance of using Excel, limitations of Excel, the Excel interface itself, benefits of using Excel tables, how to manage Excel, data in Excel, formatting, filtering, and sorting data. So let's do something in the chat box. Quick. So, like we usually do. Let's go to the chat box. Have you ever struggled? Have you ever struggled with Excel formulas? Type yes if you have. Hello. Okay. Okay, Mohammed is saying yes. Oh, so actually everyone is yes. Okay. Okay, so far, like I said, we've covered the basis of Excel for the data analysis. So since we are all saying yes, then we'll next we move to the next section, which is section 2, and then our experts will also help us with the subsequent agenda for the day. So please, Mr. Say, kindly take over because we have some few minutes left.
Okay, Mr. Imando. Thank you. Okay, so next we are going to move on to functions in Excel. So, so functions actually helps you summarize a group of values into a single results, and the most common ones most of us know are the sum, average, counts, the minimum, and the max. The max, that's the maximum. Okay, so function categories. So out of the box, Excel, I think Excel has about 12 different function categories with hundreds of built-in functions that you can use. Okay, these categories include like text, date and time, maths and trig, statistics, financial, logical, engineering, lookup, reference, etc. But in the scope of this course, we'll be looking at the 4 you see on the screen here. That's date and time, text, math and trig, and the statistical. And it's also important to know that these features can be used on cell references, table references, and static values as well. Okay, so the first function we're working on is the text function. Okay, you likely use many functions inside the text category, especially when preparing data. So it contains many functions to help clean, format, and work with your data. So a set of functions that can be very useful for cleaning your data is the left and right functions. So, okay, so with the left function, you can use it to return the first characters in a string, okay, based on a specified number of characters. Okay. Example, and you take analysis. You can use the let function to select 3 or maybe 4 first letters of the word analysis. As you can see the example, it selected only the first 3, which is A and A, Anna, of the word analysis. You can also use the right functions which also follows the same, except that it returns the last characters in the string. Okay, so with each function, you can see how this works in practice with any value actually. And another set of function in the text is the upper and lower. So the purpose of these functions is to convert the data with the type text into an uppercase or a lowercase respectively. Okay, so date and time. So as a data analyst, you will regularly be working with data that requires some date or time interval. So out of the box, Excel has many options that can be used to convert, and format date and times. So one of the most important date functions to know is the dates. Okay, so this function returns a calendar date based on the input that contains the year, month, and day. Okay. Okay, so let's say you have 12 columns, each containing year, month, and day information. You can use the dates function to combine all these into a new column together. Okay, so however, let's say we have the opposite issue. Okay, we do not have the information in the calendar format, but we want to return the day or even the year of the dates. You can use functions such as day, month, or year. Okay, so Excel actually refers a date as a serial number. Okay, so all the dates in Excel is a serial number. So maths and trig. So next we'll be looking at some math and trigonometry functions. So one of the common use cases for working with Excel is working with quantitative data. So these functions can be handy for all types of data preparation, formatting, and summarizing. So let's look at the round functions. I mean, this function straightforward returns a rounded number to a specified number of digits. Okay, so the example above, it runs the number 1.755 to only 2 decimal places. So there are multiple variations of round. You have the round up and the round down. So another function that might come in useful is the abs. Okay, which returns the absolute number of a value without its sign. For example, the abs value of -2 would be 2. Okay, we also have the sum functions, which you use to sum various numbers together. You can sum a whole column together using a sum function. And finally, we'll break into the statistical functions. I mean, some of us have already seen these functions before: the average, the count, the mean, and the max. Okay. So as we explore throughout this course, we go through this throughout this course during the introduction to data analysis. You go through all these stuff. Okay, so now let's practice all that I've done so far. Okay. Okay, so we are going to use this data set to practice the functions that we have done so far. So this data set is a mix of it's a Spotify data sets with a mix of track names, artist names, release dates, stream count, keys, and yes, and detailed audio metrics. Okay, so now, okay, let's address some key inconsistencies here. Okay, so as you can see here, some of the data here, the values here are in lowercase and some are in uppercase, which is inconsistent. So let's create a new column and convert all these into an uppercase. Okay, so to do that, you can select the whole mode column. You right click, then you go to insert a new column on the left. Okay, so you can actually name this standard key. Okay, so the Excel function that can be used to turn all those data here into an uppercase is the upper function. So you start with an equal sign, then type upper. Okay, then you can select the first letter here. You press enter, it will automatically do the same for all the other rows. Okay, so as you can see, all the lowercase has been converted to an uppercase with the help of the upper function. Okay, so this not only cleans our data set, but also it prepares your data set for more accurate analysis. Okay, so next up, we are going to explore the importance of running the running function through practice. Okay, so let's create a new column here. So actually, let's create two. Let's create two columns. Okay, so you can have run down. Then round nearest. Okay. So in the first column, which is the round down function, you use the danceability metrics of the strings here to return a whole number. Okay, so you see that that's a percentage of 23.5%. So with the round down function, okay, and set the number. So after selecting the value, you bring a comma, then you bring 0, to set it all to a whole number. So a zero-digit return all those metrics into a whole number. And press enter. So as you can see, we have converted the danceability matrix here. That was in percentage 23.5, 43.03, all into a whole number. Okay, so now let's move on to the next function, which is running the value into the nearest 10. Okay. We are going to run this into the nearest 10. So with this, use the round function. Use the round function. You select the value column, then -1. So I use -1 because we use -1 for tens, -1, -2 for hundreds, then -3 for thousands. So that's the reason for the -1. Okay, so as you can see, the danceability matrix here has been rounded to the nearest tens. Okay, so understanding these functions allows for precision control over your data. Okay. Okay, so now let's work on the text function. Let's work on the left function and the right function as well. So, okay. Let's create another column here. Okay. New mode. Okay, so with the left built-in function, the text function, you can select the first 3 letters for the values here. That's all the data here, the major and minor. So just you use the function left. Then you select the text that you want to cut off some letters off. Then you bring comma, then the number of characters you want. In our case, you want 3. So after that, press enter. So as you can see, all the text here has been converted into this 3-letter word. Okay. You can also use the right. Can also use the right. You can also use the right to cut off the last 2 letters here. Just an example though. Okay, so you can select the text, you bring comma, then you want only the last two. Okay, is that okay, guys?
Yes. So say yes,
So
you can go.
one thing is when you want to, let's say you want to convert all the okay, so let's say you want to replace all the G's with maybe B's, or yeah, let's say you want to replace all the G's with B's. Okay, Excel has this feature in called the find and replace, which can actually use Control F. Okay, a shortcut to the Control F. Okay, so you can select column, define G. Okay, so yeah, so okay, let's read the standard and define the G's. Um, then you replace with any value you want. Okay, so yeah, let's use the artist name. Okay, so let's say we want to replace Billie Eilish. We want to replace Billie Eilish with Justin Bieber. You can use the find and replace feature in Excel. Okay, so after you just press either replace or replace all, then all the Billie Eilish will be replaced with Justin Bieber. Two are the data set. So all the Billie Eilish in the data set will be replaced. So when you are working with large data sets, in order not for you to be scrolling through just to find a single value to replace, you can use the find and replace feature in Excel to find all those data sets and replace them in just a second. Okay, hope it's okay. You guys get it?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay, so let's work on the dates column. Okay, you can also change the format of your dates. You can select all the dates in this column, Control Shift A, right click, go to format cells. So you can set, yes, you can set custom dates. You can also choose or pre-existing default dates. You can make on custom dates. So let's say create 2 months. Then the day you want to see the exact day, you can use 3 days. Then a year. Okay, so okay. See that all the dates have been changed here. So you can actually change the dates to actually any format you want. Hope that is okay.
Hello, say.
Hello, Iman.
Are you speaking or you are just scrolling through?
Okay, so okay, so I think I've gone through all the things for the second section. So the sum, average, the count, and the mean and max will be part of the data analysis introduction next week. Okay, so tomorrow you add all the things we did today into a project. Okay, so tomorrow to be an hands-on, we're building an hands-on project from scratch. To everything that we learned today, from data to the conditional formatting to some basic arithmetics, all in one project. We'll build a project tracker together from scratch. So for today, for this session, the first session, I'm done. So thank you guys for coming. Thank you. So Iman, you can take over.
Okay. All right. Hello.
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 Okay. Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Imano.
Yes, please. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Imano.
Yes, please. I can hear you.
Please. Okay, so the session has been a really, really exciting, and I'm very proud that I've learned something today, so I'll try and practice on what we've learned to get better. For now, he has answered all my questions, and I'm thankful for that.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. And we are glad that all your questions have been answered. That's a good one. From Stephen AJ, right? Yes.
Yes,
So,
please.
like Stephen AJ is saying, we have explored the introduction to Excel. Myself, I'm quite impressed by the depth in which you have explored Excel to. A huge thanks to our incredible speaker, Osei Bonsu Japan, for sharing such valuable insights. So, yes, we have had some fantastic insights so far. Like I said, the second session also comes with Q&A session. So, you can drop your questions in the chat or use the raise hand feature if you like to speak. So please, let's have your questions in the chat. All right, so myself, I'm also following and I'm also benefiting from it. So I think I will start with a question since I'm also a participant. So my question to you, Mr. Osei.
Okay.
You see, many beginners struggle with choosing between Excel and Power BI. So what is your take on when to use each? That's my question, please.
Okay, so with Excel, I mean, it has some simple charts. I mean, for visualization, it has some simple charts. I mean, the options you have when it comes to using charts or some graphs for your visualization is small compared to the Power BI. I mean, the Power BI has some advanced graphs, some advanced features when it comes to charts. I mean, you can do a lot of visualization, complex visualization that you can use to compare your headings. Okay. Yes, Excel is good for data visualization, yeah, sure, but for more advanced complex visualization, you have to use Power BI.
Okay.
And
okay.
Power BI can also do the same data manipulation as you are doing Excel. So, yeah.
Okay. So please.
I mean, but one more thing, you can use Power BI for a very large scale of data than Excel.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, Ima.
Yes. So, yeah, I got that. You said you can use Power BI for more large or for larger data sets, right? Yes, I clearly got that. Thank you for answering my question. Please, we are still waiting for your questions. Kindly drop your questions in the chat box, and then let our experts give you clarification. So, yes, I can see one here. Please, sorry if I cannot pronounce your name, but this one says, could a workbook be shared to make practicing easier? Over to you,
Yes,
Mr.
yes. I will share the workbook. I should have said it earlier, but I practically forgot. Sorry about that. I will share it after you.
Okay. So please, we have a group, and then there is a link attached to the advertisement or whatever we posted on our page. There's a link attached to it where we require you to register. So please kindly register so that we will know the number, and then we also anticipate those who will be on the call so that we can prepare for you to get it. So please, when you see those links asking you to register, please register. So a quick one too from Mohammed. It says, what is the significance or implication of comma in the formula? Yes. I say, please, did you get the question? Hello, I said.
Hello, Yuma.
So Mohammed is asking, what is the significance of comma in the formula? I don't know. Yes.
Okay, so I mean, you can't just type the functions together, or it will flag out as an error, because you have to separate. I mean, you have to separate them for X in order for Excel to know what you want and what you need. And you know that we went through the data validation. Yes, it's in the functions too. Okay, so when you are choosing a function, it has been validated for you to go through that process. Okay, so let's say you have the left function. Okay, it will actually show you that after typing the text or selecting the text, you have to break a comma before you select the number of characters. If you don't do that, an error will flag out. So that's actually built into Excel. It's a default thing.
Okay. So Mr. Mohammed, I hope your question has been answered correctly and now you are okay. Please, any question, any suggestion from anyone? We are actually within our time, so. All right, Mohammed says, yes, thank you. All right, so just as we do, let's go to the chat box to also make it so engaging and interactive. So let's move to the chat box once again. So, yes, we are there. What is your go-to tool for data visualization? Is it Excel? Is it Power BI or something else? So let me hear from you. Let me hear from you in the chat box. Let me hear from you. Please.
Hello, Iman.
Yes.
I think Daniela has a question.
Okay. Oh, sorry, Daniela. You can unmute, please.
Yes, please. You said the Power BI is used for larger data, right?
Yes.
So does it mean that it has no size limit?
Okay, so it can be used for larger data because it can actually, it's easy to connect it with databases that contain the larger data set. So in a way, it has no limits because it has no limits.
All right, thank you.
Okay. So please, there's something in the chat box. Let's react to it and then we move on. So it says, what is your go-to? Okay, so I think there's a suggestion here. Okay, from Pel Equam. So I want to suggest something. Would it be possible to provide us with some data set so that we can be practicing alongside while you are tutoring us, please. Yes, I think for this, Mr. Osei touched on it, that initially he was supposed to share with us the data set, but practically he forgot. So please, he will share that in the group, or yes, or probably tomorrow. Tomorrow we will be meeting here same time, like this time, I mean 3 p.m. That's tomorrow. So please, we are kindly forgive us for not providing the data set right from the onset. So please. Okay. So some are saying they use both for data visualization. Okay, that's fine. So another one, before we go, let's do another quick take away activity. You are going to type one thing that you learned today in the chat. Just type one thing that you learned today, or you can unmute to let us know your take away, something that you learned today. Hello, can you hear me? Are you there? Hello?
Hello, please, we can hear you.
Yes. So please, before we go, let's do a quick takeaway activity. Type one thing you learned today in the chat.
Okay, please. I learned that how to use some of the functions on the Excel to be able to solve complicated tasks, and also how to find and replace, because that was one of the problems I was facing. But now I've learned that and I know how to tackle that problem now.
Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. Great. Okay, as a moderator, I also learned that every calculation begins with an equal sign in Excel. That is what I also learned. Yeah, so myself, I'm also learning. We are all learning. We are all here to learn. So please. Okay, Mohammed. Yeah, today Mohammed, he has been active. At least I have to do some giveaway for those who have been active today. What do you think? So please, Pearl is also saying I learned about filtering and sorting of data. Mohammed is saying I have learned the limitation of Excel. Wow, wow. Daniela, I learned how to work with tables and why we should use Excel. That's good. That's great. That's great. Great submission from you guys. It means we're really following the session. All right. So to wrap up. Oh, okay. John is also saying I learned data management. All right. It's good. It's good that we held this insightful session for all of us. That's what SP is meant for. So please, if you are learning and you are getting some lessons, don't be skipping the next or the subsequent section. Please always, it's just the weekend. We don't practice during the week. So weekend, we are all available. Let's make time, add this to our schedules, our plans for the weekend, and then let us make ourselves available to learn and improve upon our data literacy. So let's also stay connected. Follow SP Ghana for more learning opportunities. They are insightful. Daniela is saying our giveaway, please. I'll do that. I will do that. See me later. Mohammed is saying a comma is used to separate or prevent error feedback from typing a function. Oh, okay, Mohammed, thank you very much. Thank you for also teaching us in that regard. Remember, this is a series, so please join us tomorrow or join us every weekend at 1 p.m. on Saturdays and 3 p.m. on Sunday for other exciting session. So, Mr. Say, hello.
Hello, Lima.
Oh, okay. Dominic is also saying, I've learned how rounding and rounding down work. I learned how to utilize named data in Excel. Okay. Keep learning and keep getting something from it. So please, Mr. Say, do you have any final thing for us today? What should we expect tomorrow?
Okay, so we'll be purely working on a project from scratch together. We'll be building project management trackers together. So we'll incorporate all that we learned today.
All right. So on that note, I think you cannot afford to miss tomorrow's session. We are going to work on a project, if I got the speaker right. We are going to practice all that you have learned. And actually, that is the way to learn. If you learn something, you need to put it into what? Practice. So please, tomorrow, sharp 3 p.m., let us all converge here once again and then continue our learning. And trust me, this February, we will improve our data literacy. Thank you very much. I wouldn't want to waste more time. So thank you, everyone. Have a great day. Okay, please, regarding the recording, yes, we will make it available to you people. So don't worry, we will do that. We don't have any problem with that. So the workbook, please. So Mr. Say, can you share the workbook?
Yes,
Mr.
I'll
Say,
share the workbook.
so where is it here or it will be in the WhatsApp page that we created for them?
They will get it through their emails.
Oh, okay. So please, if you have not registered, kindly do so that you can get the workbook through your email. So please do so for us. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Okay, so Prince, if you are not on WhatsApp, you can contact me. Let me give you my contacts. So I'm coming. So that's my contact over there. You can reach out to me and then I will direct you or I'll help you in any aspects that you want me to do. So thank you. Have a nice day. Please, can you go over what we did today? Because tomorrow we'll be doing something massive. Thank you all.
Hello, team. Is the session still ongoing or we are done?
Sorry, please, you are done.
Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yes, please. We are done. We are done. We are done.
Okay. So the meeting can end, right?
Yes, please. Yes, please. Can you end it for us?
The workbook, how are you going to share it?
So, like I said, he said he will share it through their email because they registered using the link, the registration form. So we have their emails available.
Oh, okay. So you will send it to their emails, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I think tomorrow we will share it in the chat box too as well for those who have been registered.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I'll need to register then.
Okay.
Or just take my email address and give me today's workbook, right?
Okay.
Hello?
Okay. He said your email address.